I was kind of thinking we would do a little Halloween episode, not Halloween, but like fall episode.
Ooh.
So I can get it up next week because next week is Halloween. It's really more like fall anyway, so it doesn't have to get up by then. But yeah, so I have a couple little things that we can do. What was the first thing?
Number one,
we can just chat about what our fall plans are, if we have any, if we've already done any, and kind of just a catch up a little bit. And then I have some spooky stories that we could read and get kind of our reactions to, see what we feel like. They're not too bad. They're not like super scary or anything. And they're really short. We can switch off reading and responding, I guess. I don't know. And then I have a rapid fire reaction.
Nice.
And a quick versus poll.
Man.
So like this versus this. And then we'll just go from there. We can travel into unfall related territory.
Did you come up with all of this? Like, I knew you had the ideas before, but did you actually come up with the content?
Yeah, I did.
Like, just now? Because we talked about that earlier today, basically.
Yeah, because I had a patient cancel, so I was like, what
nice.
can I do? And then I thought, you know what? I could kind of like think of some stuff to do for the Halloween thing. And then my brain just kept going. So then I thought of 3 things.
Wow. That's pretty good. I like it.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Let's just hop in, chat, see what we've been up to, and then go from there, I guess.
Okay, cool.
The starting part is always hard.
If we're talking about fall, I was going to say, I got some, I put up some decorations. Although, it's not strictly fall specific.
That's okay.
It is, I've finally taken the plunge and gotten year-round lights, like LED, RGB.
No,
my whole house is a gaming computer.
Stop.
Lights.
Because I was just I'm not even joking. I was just looking into that because I'm not kidding. Like I that is weird. That is weird.
I am your average person. I am the demographic that everyone's been looking for.
That is funny. But yeah, so because this is what I was looking at, is it's basically lighting that a company comes and they sort of match it to your house and then they attach it so it looks like there's nothing there, but you can turn them on and off depending on the season.
Like under the eave?
Yeah, under the eave.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so weird. I was like...
It's funny because since we've gotten them, we've noticed them everywhere, and then we're like, is this like selection bias, or is this really like
is there like a subtle wave going out into the world like get these lights for your house, and everybody just it's subliminal, you know?
The wave might just be an ad that we've all been skipping, but subconsciously been like, I should definitely get lights for my house.
It's just so much easier than having to go and hang them up every year.
That's exactly it. And I have to do it every year, and they're always burnt out. There's always like 3 of them that are gone, and they use like a weird bulb because we wanted some that look cool. And then I'm like, where do I get these? They're like weird size. And then it's just, it's a whole thing. And then it's,
sure.
They're also kind of crappy. So eventually they're just going to break all together. And then we go out and buy another $30 lights when we can spend like $100 and get lights that we can like attach all around the front of our house and then use for every holiday, for every, even the regular days. I actually had just put them up when the hurricane hit. So we had a hurricane.
I was going to say, yeah. I was going to ask, like, how does it fare in a heavy weather situation?
Immediately tested it because I did have a time putting them up too because I was. So, yeah, they screw like to the...
Wait, you did it?
Yeah, I did. We just bought a kit online. It's like the Govee ones. They're a really popular brand. And like I said, we've been seeing them everywhere. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it's just like, smart lighting. But the thing is, I had to screw them all in. They each take 2 like little screws. So it's a little bit of a pain. But they look really nice. Love it. They integrate with Home Assistant, which I love. I did have to use a custom integration, but anyway. It was fiddly just because, you have to like get up under each, I don't know what you call those things, the trusses, I guess, each beam. That's like where I decided to mount them. And you don't realize it, but those things are not evenly spaced. They look evenly spaced when you stand back, but like when you go up there are some that are like significantly further apart than others.
Really?
There's some where I'm like, oh my god, I have so much slack in between, because they essentially make it so there's like a light, and then there's a bit of cable, and then there's another light. It's not like the standard like LED strips that you see. It's like one RGB light, and then a little bit of a cable, and then another RGB light, and then they kind of create like a cone effect where they like beam down. So then when I'm trying to screw it to the next like truss or whatever, it won't reach on some of them, and then some of them it's like you have so much slack it doesn't matter. But I kind of fudged those and made them look well enough. There was only like 2 or 3 that really gave me a problem. But yeah, after I got all that figured out, it was like I was wrapping around the side of my house, and I was just wrapping up. And I had 2 left. It was like the middle of the night because I'd just been going. And it was the second day I'd been doing this. I'm like, I just want to be done with this thing.
Yeah.
And then I bump into like a little branch that's like hanging over next to my thing, and I'm actually having to like put the like kind of throw the string of lights over the branch to get it to the other side, and it's like the last 2 lights I'm on, and I climb back up the ladder, and I just see like kind of it was almost like they were half asleep. I don't know if it was because it was night, but there was just kind of like a bunch of wasps hanging in the air. I just suddenly realized, and I'm like,
gosh.
oh hello, oh hi everyone.
No, you're right, it's good that it was at nighttime because they are dormant.
Yeah, it seemed like they were sleepy or something. They just kind of were like, if you hit a hornet's nest, like, bzz, like they're immediately like all over the place. They just kind of like crawled out and just kind of like flew out, and we're just kind of like, hey, so what are you doing, Buzz? In the middle of the night. I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting the last 2 of these done tomorrow because I'm not going to fight wasps that night.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So yeah, that was kind of wild. But yeah, they look really great. They're green right now to be spooky for Halloween. But they are I was gonna say because of the hurricane, I set them to be rainbow RGB like big party time right before the hurricane hit and took out our power, so that I know our power was back on when the party came back.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Like it would come back on, it'd be like all rainbow effect.
Yeah.
And it did. It was fantastic. What a time.
Wow. And does it blend well with your house? You can't really tell.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, it's nice. Like, I mean, they connect with the little trusses there, so if you turn them off, like they're pretty unnoticeable. But I think even during like the non-festive times of year, I think we'll just kind of put a white light or something, like a warm light or something, just to like as an accent, because I mean it's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. Like how does it get power? Did you say?
Yeah. So I had to, I just kind of followed we have like a coax cable coming in for I think it used to be for the cable service, like right where a TV is, and it kind of like goes up under my carport and over to the wall and goes down the wall, and then on that wall we have a outlet, so it has like a cable that plugs into the wall essentially. So we just I just use zip ties, and I like essentially zip tied it along that same coax cable that had been like already mounted there. So yeah, it's just it just follows that and kind of blends in because it's just a white wire, same as the paint and everything. So looks pretty good.
That's nice. Is it one where you can kind of, I mean, I know that the lights change colors and stuff, but you know how sometimes when they're all on, it kind of blends together so your whole house kind of looks covered in light?
It's got a beam.
Yeah, like it's a beam rather than like an accented light. Does that make sense? Like
you want individual like twinkly lights kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are, like I said, they're not a strip, so they're like individual. The way they're mounted, they essentially draw like little cones of light down onto my wall. Oh. So, I mean, they're kind of more of an accent sort of thing. But yeah, you can control each of them individually, so I can turn off and that was part of the reason we chose those, because we actually ended up ordering from the same company, like their strip. I think like the normal LED strip that kind of creates that beam look, and it just, you can only control sections of it, and from what I could tell, you either had to spend an exorbitant amount of money or DIY your own solution to be able to control each LED individually for outdoor lights. So we just went with that one, and yeah, for those you can control each one individually, which I really like. And then we can set like because we wanted to do like alternating colors and stuff, whereas like with the strip lights, the best you could do is like a gradient, which is annoying because it's like, okay, clearly you have something to control the individual color of each light, but I don't have access to it. Like I can't change the color of a specific light. It's like each section has its own controller. So yeah, in that it was like 6 lights in a row that you could control at a time. So I don't know if that's the look you're going for, but for Govee, that was the best you could get on those strip ones.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that's cool. It's so funny because you're always one step ahead of us on everything. Like, we wanted to get a hybrid car, and you had a hybrid car already. And
keeping up with the Joneses, eh?
Yeah, but I feel like we have we're very similar.
Yeah,
things we're interested in. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I got a new fence. I finally got.
Ooh.
Oh, I think this podcast knows the fence lore. It's taken over 2 years, almost 3 years to get this fence.
Yeah.
And it was finally installed last week. And
nice.
We're very pleased because we've been waiting for it for so long.
Does it stand straight up and obstruct the view of what's behind it?
It does, yeah. Very
fully
much
functional.
It's a 6-foot fence, so it's pretty tall. The only thing that I'm not like 100% in love with is the fact, well, I guess kind of 2 things, but it's kind of within the same thing. But so we have our outside fence that borders our property, but then I have a little patio that's right off of my back. I don't know. I want to say it's another patio, but my covered patio, I guess. And then outside of that is a smaller brick patio. And so that I didn't really want it to be super enclosed, but I wanted it to sort of flow out into the yard, but they were saying that's not such a good idea based on the way that the fence is structured and the pricing and all of these different things. Like, it's better to just get all the same size fencing and all the same materials and everything. And then also the fact that we can't bring the fence all the way to the edge of our property, because our edge of our property, the neighbor's house is right there, so they can't connect it to the actual house structure. Oh. So we have a little gap. There's one little gap in the backyard, so I had to put like a temporary fence there. But anyways, the point being that the smaller patio fence is also 6 foot. So when I walk out onto my enclosed patio right off of my bedroom, when I look out to the yard, I just see this like wall now instead of greenery in like my yard. So I was like, oh dang, I kind of feel like I either don't want a fence there, or I would like a shorter fence so I could at least see over it.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, so I can't decide, but I mean it's growing on me. It's fine. I feel like I could put like have some jasmine grow on it, so at least I'll have like something green to look at. But right now it's just this like white like wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the fence, it's a nice fence. It's good. The backyard looks great, and I was actually watching a dog last week, so that the dog got to try out the backyard for the first time, and so that was fun.
That is fun. You're gonna have to build like a raised platform so that you can see all the greenery on the other side.
Yeah.
You just got to build like a deck on top.
And instead of shortening the fence, I'll just raise my whole back patio area.
Precisely.
That's not a bad idea, I guess. But yeah, that's what's new with me.
Yeah, so fences.
I know. It's not as spooky as yours. It's not as festive, but Who knows? Maybe it is.
It really feels nice when you make an improvement to the outside of your house, because it's like every time you come home, you're like, wow, it looks so much better.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. And now that it's fenced in, I can actually do landscaping back there. Whereas before I couldn't, because anything that I did could have gotten destroyed by putting up the fence.
Yeah.
So I had to wait.
I hate those projects that are like a roadblock that's like, well, I can't do anything else until this is done.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. One little weird thing is that I have this lily plant. It's a spring lily, so it really is only usually blooms in the spring and maybe like early summer. But for some reason, right after the hurricane, it's sprung. So I have 2 lily flowers, but it's weird because it was freezing cold after that. It got really cold. So I was like, why would that promote growth and blooming in a lily? That's, I don't know.
It's a winter
weird.
plant, apparently.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise, but I was just, surprised.
It was odd.
It was odd. It was spooky. Ooh.
We've had a tree in a pot. Like, I mean, kind of similar to what your situation was, where it's like we have some projects and stuff that we want to do before we know where we really want to plant it. So it's just been like in a pot for the longest time. And it's funny. I mean, I think it's kind of that old thing. I mean, I know trees grow really slow, but at this point we've had it for like 2 years and it hasn't grown at all. And I feel like it's just that, old adage where it just kind of like grows to fit its pot. At this point, it's like, all right, well, I'll just hang out here until you guys are ready to plant.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Plants do that.
So it's convenient, I guess. I'm like, hey, don't die. Just hang on. And it's been like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. I had that problem, except mine died. Mine did not wait. It didn't hang on. Should we jump into our Halloween episode?
I guess. Is that a separate episode?
I don't know. Like, let's just do it, and then I guess I'll edit it how it edits.
Then we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, happy Halloween. I keep calling it the Halloween episode, but it's really the fall autumnal.
Autumnal.
Autumnal. Is that even a real word, or is that just a word that people say?
It's in the zeitgeist. It's a real word. Then we've created it. We've manifested it.
It is a real word. It's called of characteristic or occurring in autumn.
Yeah, I think I looked this up once. There's also ones for the other seasons, but nobody ever uses them. And I think summer is super weird. It's like bluminal or something.
Oh. Really? What are other... I'm curious to know.
Yeah. And then we can have 4 episodes. One for each. One for each season.
True. Oh, vernal is spring.
Yep.
Estival is summer. Autumnal is fall. And
so
brumal is winter.
Aha. That's the one I was thinking of.
Brumal.
Yeah, the other ones are so weird. It's like autumnal is like, oh, like autumn. Yeah, I get it. And then the other ones are like totally different. I guess vernal a little bit I can be like, okay, like like, like verde, like verdant, like spring, But the others just totally lose me.
It comes from the vernal equinox, which marks the beginning of the spring in the northern hemisphere.
Sure.
Estival, it means summer-like, and it's from the Latin word astus, which means heat.
Oh, yeah, it's probably because the summer is ass.
Yeah. It is. Gosh, it's so hot. There was a doctor who was talking about how spending time in a sauna reduces your risk of cardiac death.
Oh, we should be good then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody in Florida, there should be a very low cardiac death in Florida. That's all I'm saying. And I actually looked it up, and Florida is pretty low on cardiac death.
Which is surprising because we have so many elderly people here.
Exactly. So
I think
there's something to
it. To counteract that, we have some of the best like cardiac research here.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, we have like all of our like ORMC is always like the best heart hospital. I don't know if that's true, but they're always saying stuff like that.
Fake news.
Best Heart Hospital. Come check us out.
Yeah, so autumnal. We're here. We're in the season. So I thought we would do a little autumnal.
Jubilee. No, Jubilees are summer. Never mind.
Yeah, Jubilee is way too happy for a dark season.
Ooh, a dark season.
It's spooky. It gets cloudy. It's overcast. Everything's dying.
Yeah.
It's dark. I know, it's great.
The dark season. Winter and fall would be the dark seasons. And then I guess spring and summer are the light seasons.
Yeah. Winter is post-death. Winter is
in death.
Yes. You're like,
it is of
you're
death.
dead. And then you start to, you're in a period of, what's the word? Like mummified.
Rebirth.
Stillness.
Oh. I thought you were going on to spring. It's
oh yeah, you're not ready for
we're
that.
dying now, and then in winter we're dead.
Yeah.
In spring we're reborn.
Yeah.
And then in summer we want to die.
Yes. That's it. That's the cycle. And then we're given our wish.
All these people not in Florida are like, what are you talking about? Summer's great.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. I was like, why is summer the best season? And I was thinking, because it's not Florida. That's why.
Yeah. It's so weird to me that people, like, whenever I see camping stuff, it's always summer themed.
I know.
It's like,
we talked about that.
It's like you camp in the summer. And it's like, I mean, I know there is literally summer camp, but
that's true.
But like, I would never willingly camp in the summer, like in Florida. I would totally camp in the summer other places.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We always go camping up north in the summer, so.
Yeah, so I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I can still get on board.
Just not here.
But it feels like I'm running away from summer when I go camp. And then people are like, oh, it's the summer. Have a s'mores.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I do not want to sit around a campfire right now.
No. Ugh. Could you imagine? I even think when summer camps are out of state. I don't know any summer camps here.
Yeah, it's like we have camps, but they're just camps.
They're indoor camps. They're
they're gymnasium camps.
Yeah, gymnasium camps. Oh, did you ever do those?
Autumn.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was about to go on another tangent. Doing lock-ins. I think we've talked about all this, anyways. Okay, so yeah, let's jump right in. Actually, let's jump into our spooky stories first. We're gonna each read a spooky story. Actually, I think there's a few of them, but they're fast and there's not that many. So we'll alternate.
Oh.
I'll start. Okay, so I'm getting these scary stories from, dietmika.org.
The first word you can't read.
It's a weird word. Diatmika. It's Dyatmika. And I want to give it, a shout out because that's where I'm getting these from.
Nice.
And it's written by Zoea Marland.
That's a cool name.
And she's from class 12. So this is like a school, I think.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, okay. So I guess a student wrote these. I have no idea the age. So here we go.
Sure.
Introduction. There's nothing
more. Oh, go ahead.
How dare you? I'm going to read the first part. You're going to read the second part. Let's get with it. Okay. I'm just waiting for you to do it again. There is nothing I love more than scary stories. The adrenaline, the rush of fear. You know me when you know how much I love telling creepy tales, especially during a sleepover with my friends.
What I enjoy the most. Oh, you mean the second half of the stories. Okay, sorry.
Yes. You'll do.
Okay.
Okay. So, what I enjoyed the most were the short collections that I collected online as a kid, and I thought it might be fun to share these stories with everyone. Until this day, whenever I tell these stories, it never fails to impress. So, here they are, 5 of some of my favorite short, scary stories. Thank you, Zoea. Okay, so here's...
Yeah, thanks, Zoea.
So here's the first one. Who's in my bed? A father went to say goodnight to his 7-year-old son, very well knowing that if he didn't, his son would have trouble sleeping. It was a nightly routine between them. He entered the dimly lit room where his son waited under his blanket. With the first glance of the father... I already messed it up. With the first glance, the father could tell there was something unusual about his son tonight, but he couldn't put his finger on it. He looked the same, but he had a grin that drew from ear to ear. You okay, buddy? The father asked. The son nodded, still with the grin, before saying, Daddy, check for monsters under my bed. The father chuckled a bit before getting on his knees to check, only to satisfy his son. There, under the bed, pale and afraid, was his son. His real son. He whispered, Daddy, there's someone on my bed.
Chills.
What do you think about that one? I actually kind of like it because it's a spin on the...
The hairs on the back of my neck.
Really? Oh, gosh. I don't know. I like that one.
That's a good one.
It's a spin, you know?
Yeah, there's a twist. There's a Shyamalan in there.
I like it. All right.
It's like The Sixth Sense.
You go.
Okay. Did you vet these or
I did not.
Anything pornographic in here? Okay.
I doubt it. It seems very
They're from class 12.
It's very PG. Yeah. Maybe even G. I don't know.
The cabin. A hiker decided to go on a hike by himself, something he was not very used to. The whole day was normal. Trees and brushes engulfed his surroundings. He enjoyed being outdoors in the mountains. Nothing seemed strange to him. That was until he was making his way back to his car. He figured an 8-hour hike was good enough. The sky was already getting dark and he needed to go back fast. What was odd was how much he didn't recognize the trail back. He began to panic. Night had already taken over, and all he had was a flashlight and no clue on how to get back. He knew it was already too late and too dangerous to keep going through the perilous forest. He began to worry that he would have no shelter for the night, when almost luckily enough, he stumbled across a broken-down cabin. It was dark and seemed like no one had visited in years, but he knew it was the only place where he would get rest until daylight, especially when his flashlight was running out of battery. He knocked on the door a few times, but no one answered. So he let himself in, where strangely enough, a perfect bed fitted for one person awaited him in the center. He knew that if the owner came back, he could explain himself. He was sure that the owner wouldn't mind, or was even probably dead. So he went ahead and got himself comfortable in bed. As he tried to sleep, he couldn't ignore the collection of paintings around the room. Portraits of strange-looking people all peering at him, each wearing a smile that sent chills up his spine. Not too long after, his exhaustion from the hike got the best of him, and he was able to ignore the faces. The next morning, he got up early and was shocked to see that there were no paintings around the room, but windows.
Oh my gosh, creepy.
Hang on, I'm gonna give another delivery of that last line.
Okay. Fair.
The next morning, he got up early and was shocked to see there were no paintings around the room, but windows. Ooh.
You know, that gives me Haunted Mansion vibes.
Yeah, where it's like, these aren't paintings, and they start like elongating.
Yeah. You have really good reading voice, especially for spooky stories.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
You got to vibe with it, you know?
Yeah, you do. I'll try. Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay. A doctor was working at a hospital where patients were tagged with colored bands. Green was alive, red deceased. One night, the doctor was instructed to get a few samples. Oh, sorry. Let me replay. One night, the doctor was instructed to get a few supplies from the basement of the hospital, and so he headed to the lift. The lift... One second, I'm having a moment.
Okay, I was like, did it cut out? Like, what happened here? I think it cuts out when you laugh.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll just get the last of your laugh. It'll be like silence and then.
Okay. Sorry, I had to get a giggle out. I read Lift, and I don't know why that tickled me, but it did.
Okay.
Anyways, so the lift doors opened, and there was a patient inside, minding her own business. Patients were allowed to roam around the hospital to stretch, especially those who had stayed long. The rule was to be back to their rooms before 10. The doctor smiled at the patient before pressing the number for the basement. He found it unusual that the woman didn't have a button already pressed. He wondered if she was heading to the basement too. The lift finally reached the floor where the doors opened. In the distance, a man was limping towards the elevator. In a panic, the doctor slammed the elevator button to close. It finally did, and the lift began to ascend back up. The doctor's heart was pounding. "Why did you do that?" "He was trying to use the lift," the woman stated, annoyed. "Did you see his wrist?" the doctor asked. "It was red. He died last night. I would know because I did his surgery." The woman lifted her wrist. He saw it was red too. She smiled. "Like this one?"
Oh, that was a good delivery on the last one.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks.
You never said the name of this one, so I feel like for at the very end you'd be like, wait, what is this about red?
Plot twist. The name of the story is called The Red Wristband.
Yeah. It's a good one. Oh, there's another red one.
Wait, I gotta say, she's got a thing about smiles. Because all the evil characters in her stories are smiling. What?
Uncanny smiles are a staple of horror. Isn't there a movie out right now just called Smile?
Yeah.
It's just the whole thing is the evil thing creepily smiles at you.
Ugh, that is true. Ugh. Okay. That is creeping me out.
Yeah. There was like viral marketing for that recently. Where was that? It was somewhere where there was like a live video. I forget what it was. Was it like a concert or something? They were panning over a crowd and somebody was standing in the middle just kind of by themselves staring directly at the camera, like smiling creepily. And then somebody was like, this is viral marketing, because there's a bunch of people being like, what was that? Who was that person? And they were like, this is viral marketing for that Smile movie.
I bet. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Although I don't know, like I don't know if I can watch that.
You're usually a fan of scary movies, right? I thought you watched.
I used to be a lot, but I haven't been in lately. But actually,
You're more like true crime now.
I went through like super scary, and then I went through true crime, and then I've kind of like I'm back onto like psychological thriller, and now I'm starting to go into that a little bit more, but little by little, just in the season, just during October. That's it.
Have you seen Only Murderers in the Building?
I have, but I haven't seen the recent season.
Oh, interesting. I watched the first couple episodes and I fell off of it. It wasn't because it was a bad show or anything. I just I had a bunch of other stuff that I was waiting for drop, and I was like, oh, cool, I want to watch these. And then I just never came back to that one. So I think it's probably a good one for Halloween. I'll get back on that.
Well, it's not scary.
It's like it's dark, but it's like
goofy
funny.
Dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So another red one. White with red. Red is like all caps, so I feel like there's an intensity there.
Yeah.
A man just moved into his apartment and heads to the receptionist to get his keys. The receptionist gives him the keys with a smile, but warns him not to disturb the door with no numbers on his floor. He wondered why, but didn't bother to ask. He was too busy with his new apartment to care. After he finishes unpacking, he began to get curious. He questioned why the receptionist would warn him of such things, and so he stepped out of his apartment to check the door with no number. He tried the door's knob first, but it was locked. So instead, he got onto his knees and peeked through the keyhole. The apartment he was looking into was empty. His eyes scanned the whole place before stopping at a woman, standing, face against the wall, in the corner. He noticed her pale skin and long black hair before stepping back, suddenly feeling perverted in a way for invading someone else's privacy. He brushed it off, assuming she was someone that did not want to be disturbed. The next day, he got more curious about the woman and eventually went back. Straight away, getting onto his knees, he peeked through the keyhole and saw all the red. Red. He assumed that the pale woman must have caught him peeking the last time and covered the hole with something red. He left the door alone and instead went down to the receptionist to ask her questions. The receptionist sighed and asked, "You looked through the keyhole, didn't you?" He admitted to it, and so she felt obliged to tell him the story. She told him that a couple used to live in that apartment a long time ago, but the husband went crazy and killed his wife. However, the couple wasn't normal. They had pale skin, black hair, and red eyes.
She was looking through the peephole at him.
I was reading a little bit ahead, and it got me a little bit. I was like, "Oh, red eyes!" And it caught me so much that I instead said eyes instead of hair.
That's fair. So okay. So at least she didn't kill him, because I was thinking it was going to be like, oh, if you look through the peephole, then you're
7 days.
Yeah, you're in there. And you're, I don't know.
What? Like he peeks through the thing and he sees the hallway? Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. Oh,
and he sees the hallway and he's like, what? And then when he turns around, he's in the room and he can't get out. Oh, that'd be creepy.
Yeah, that's our secret ending.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 1408.
Oh, yeah.
That movie with, man, I forgot about that actor. The guy from High Fidelity. What's his name?
I don't know.
John Cusack.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, old movie.
Oh my
Never
gosh,
mind.
that is so old. Yeah. Okay. Well, I got the small one. So we've got one more, guys, and it's a shorty. It's called A Mother's Call. A mother was in her room upstairs doing her homework. Oh wait, sorry. A daughter was in her room upstairs doing her homework when suddenly she heard her mother call to come down for dinner. She jumped onto her feet and began making her way towards the stairs. But before she even taking one step, hands grabbed her and pulled her into the laundry room beside the staircase. She panicked before realizing it was her mother. Her real mother, eyes watery and bloodshot. "Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too."
Ooh,
I don't
very
really
similar to the bed one.
Oh, yeah.
I like that, though. I like the ones that are like super short and still very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was, if I can freestyle here, there was one where it was like a lady was driving down the road and then like suddenly this car gets like right up behind her on her bumper and then it's like flashing their lights and driving all crazy and she's out there all alone at night on the highway, and so she's like speeding up trying to get away from it, but no matter how fast she goes, it's speeding up to catch her, and she's like turning down roads and stuff really quickly to try and lose them, and finally she gets a little bit of distance. She like cuts one turn really quick and the car keeps going down the other road, and then while it's not inside of her, she pulls off into the woods so that like it can't see her, and she turns off the lights, and then she waits a moment and then she like sees it go speeding past again. She's like, oh, okay. And then while she's looking in her rearview mirror, she just sees a figure like get up out of her backseat.
That is a true fear. That could really happen. That's the scariest things, are things that could really happen.
It's like, oh no, the other thing was trying to warn her. That was the only person around that could help her.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You just added a story to the end. That was good.
That was
Where did you hear that?
I think that was like, they used to like write those books, you know, like scary stories to tell in the dark. What was it? I think it was from one of those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gosh, I haven't read one of those in a long time. But maybe I should have got that for this episode.
Yeah, that'd be classic. But a lot of people probably heard those, so.
True. All right, well, let's lighten the mood a little bit.
That mom one, though, was I mean, that would be so crazy, right? Like, what if you heard your own voice in another room like, calling someone?
Calling for your daughter or something, like.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess I would probably think it was somebody, like, playing a video or something.
Yeah, true.
And I'd be like, oh, that's weird.
That's true. If you, If it were real life, you'd think, oh.
Yeah. Like, I don't remember ever saying it that way, but I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen that show? I mean, if you're looking for kind of like goofy, scary shows, it's called, hold on, it's got Courtney Cox in it.
Scream.
Well, yeah, that too, but
Oh, is this a recent one? I saw she was in something recently.
yeah, it's fairly recent. It's called Shining Veil. And it's from 2022 to 2023. So they didn't have one this year. I guess maybe they canceled it. I don't know. But it's pretty good. And it's also like, it's a satirical comedy horror type thing. So if you're looking for something spooky, that not too spooky, but it is like, but the reason it reminded me of that is because
On Stars.
there's like ghosts and stuff that talk to her and she's like, what?
Spoopy ghosts.
Yeah.
There was one that was kind of interesting. What was that? I didn't actually watch it. It was like somebody was watching it near me and I absorbed it. It was like,
By association.
yeah, it was interesting. It was like not really a scary show, but it was essentially this couple moves into like an Amityville style like haunted house, but it's all from the perspective of the ghosts that are haunting it and all of their struggles. And like some of them want to scare them off and other ones of them are like kind of nice and they just try and like help them out, but then like sometimes they end up freaking them out even more.
Yes, I think it's called Ghosts.
Okay.
and it's actually based, well, there's two versions because there's the original one, which is a UK series, and then they made a new series for America.
Yeah, of course, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so they're different ones, but and I think I want to say it was based off of a book, but I did see some of the UK one, and it's pretty funny. It's kind of good, not like hilarious, but it's fun. It's also silly. It's like
yeah, it's amusing.
It's amusing. If you want to watch a show, like kind of a spooky Halloween season show that isn't funny, but it's also not super dark, I don't know, is Bates Motel. And it's kind of an older one, but I watched that, when it came out a long time ago. I don't even remember when it came out, but
it's got that kid in it.
Yeah, it's kind of an older. When did it come out?
The Good Doctor is in it.
The Good Doctor? Who's that?
What's that kid's name? The like main kid, Freddie Highmore.
Oh.
Who plays Norman Bates.
Does he play the Good Doctor on another show?
Yeah, it's just there's another show where he plays like an autistic doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it aired from 2013 to 2017. But at the time, I remember really liking it. So I was thinking one of these years I need to rewatch it during Halloween or whatever. But
yeah, sounds like a good time.
I don't know. I was more into my horror stent back then, and I don't know if I still am. So I might rate it differently nowadays.
Have you? Yeah, we've talked about that before. You've been in the Flaniverse, right?
The what?
The Flaniverse. Mike Flanagan, I think. He does like yearly scary movies on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
He did like the Haunting of Hill House and stuff like that.
I love those.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Did he do one this year?
I feel like there is one I don't know if he did it, but I think it is.
Yeah, I saw a trailer and I was like, is this a Flaniverse one?
Very similar.
Oh yeah, Gerald's Game, I guess is this year's, or maybe that's the oldest one. So yeah, the latest one was Fall of the House of Usher, which was that was last year. So I guess he didn't do one this year, or at least hasn't come out yet.
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh yeah, see, you should watch that. It was pretty good. I like that one.
Before I Wake. It's that one. It seems.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either. I think I got onto it along with most people around the Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah. All right, well, let's lighten this mood up and do our rapid fire reactions.
Okay, I'm ready to react to that content.
Okay, so you tell me what you feel about it, your unpopular opinion about it, or your popular opinion about it, if you agree, disagree, Just how you feel about it.
And right before I do that, let me fix my mic because I feel like it's...
Okay, so you're just going to respond. It's your quick reaction. What do you think?
Okay.
Jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh, so cool. They're, like a childhood memories,
Yeah, I agree. They're spooky in just the right amount of ways. However, I will say for me, they're a little bit of a hassle when they start rotting.
Yeah, they turn into like old people. Their like lips and stuff curl in, and they get all like shriveled. They're
Yes,
like,
that's true. They do. Yeah, but hey, that's character, and you could just toss it. But it is kind of a waste of food, don't you think?
yeah, true.
But you get the seeds.
It is like, and like I feel like at once upon a time it was like, oh, we'll carve like a cute little face into this little tiny pumpkin. But now they're like, let's grow these giant pumpkins so that we can carve like murals into them and then throw them out.
Yeah, I mean, if it's art, I guess maybe it's worth it. But and also it's kind of like the cow and the meat situation. If you're growing the pumpkins for the purpose of making a jack-o'-lantern, maybe that's its whole reason for living.
And I feel like as far as family friendly fun activities, that's probably pretty low on the ecological impact scale.
True. Have you ever made something pumpkin with the actual pumpkin from a jack-o'-lantern?
I think I've had toasted, like people toast the seeds.
Yeah, but I mean like the gooey part.
I mean, I had pumpkin pie and stuff, but I don't think they've ever made it from the jack-o'-lantern. Like, it always goes bad,
Oh, true. I wonder if you could. I never have either. All right, your next one, candy corn.
Ooh, candy corn. It's so fun and colorful, but I'm not... It's a weird flavor. I don't hate it, but it's like, I'll have 2 pieces, and I'm good.
I'm exactly the same. I like it, but I'm not going to eat more than 2.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Scented candles.
Oh, I mean, a staple, definitely, for sure. I feel like these can go awry. People can get like ones that are way too much, but 99% of the time, it's like, yeah, give me those fall flavored scented candles. Let's go.
I agree. I like a good scented candle. And the only problem that I have with it, and I need to figure this out, is when you put the candle out, doesn't it destroy the scent in your home? It just smells...
Oh, no, I love the candle going out smell.
You do? I don't.
Yeah, it's my favorite part.
Oh.
I like get to blow it out, and you get that little, like, sooty burnt flavor.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I like it. It's like campfire.
Also, what about the toxic exposure? Do you ever have that? I don't know. I don't know, because I was thinking...
people are allergic to it and stuff?
Well, you have to get a soy candle or a candle that's, not emitting some kind of fume. Is that a thing?
Toxic chemicals?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard, also, I think this is a problem with pets and stuff. They could potentially be sensitive. And it's kind of hard to tell if they're having a hard time. But yeah, if your dog's wheezing whenever you light your scented candle, maybe
Same with essential oils. I was going to look at my candle right here and see if there's anything on there about it. Warning. Oh gosh, my lady. I need a candle to read this. Burn within sight. Keep away from things that catch fire. Keep away from children and pets. Discontinue use when 1/2 of the wax remains. What? I thought you could burn these suckers to the ground.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Is that not true? Okay. Well,
is this one of his recommendations that no one's ever read?
this is a soya candle, so I think soy candles are safe.
Wow.
Don't take
what insight do I need to burn it?
Insight? Oh, oh. Anyways, cardigan.
I'm gonna throw one back at you.
What?
The pumpkin shaped candy corn. Go.
I've never. Oh yes. Actually, no. That's a no for me.
They are large.
They are too large, and it's not good distribution of flavors, I don't think. But I will say I could have one. I like the concept of the cuteness, the cutesy it's a pumpkin, so
Yeah.
I get it.
But it is the size of like 2 candy corn, so it's like immediate allotment is over.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem with candy corn and your pumpkin corns, or is that what it's called? I don't know.
I don't know.
is that you have to buy a whole friggin' bag to have one. That's got to stop. They need smaller bags. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. They don't realize what everybody knows about candy corn. The big candy corn doesn't want you to just have 2 candy corns. They want you to eat a whole bag.
They're like, we have to make all of these. Nobody ever eats them. We're putting them in a full-size bag, okay?
But everybody buys them because they want to be festive.
Because they want to. And, yeah. It's the only way. Okay. Cardigans.
Ooh. I don't really have a cardigan, but cardigans look cozy and they're cute. I guess I do kind of have a sort of cardigan. Yeah. I mean, they're cozy. They fit in the cozosphere, which is very important to...
Cozosphere. I love that.
Cozosphere, which is very important to autumnal vibes.
Okay, you've convinced me, but I was leaning.
All right, I didn't know I was, but
I was leaning towards no, but it does have a place and time. I mean, I guess it can look cute. I just lean more towards pullover sweaters. You
want to be fully encased.
Fully encased. However, Florida doesn't really allow for that. So cardigans are the way to go. I guess that's why I'm just kind of bored of it. Mm-hmm. And I want to be able to throw on a cozy sweater and just, thrive inside of that. But
do you ever feel like an old cardigan that no one's ever putting on?
Yes. All right. Fall leaves.
Oh, I mean, the thing about fall, is that what you're talking about? The expression of fall? We don't get enough fall leaves in Florida. That's the problem. I mean, Orlando's a little better.
Yeah.
But we don't get a lot of leaves changing here. So, I want to like rake up big piles of leaves and jump into them that potentially have yard tools that will impale me.
I was going to say, you said it's the problem, but maybe it's the solution, because everything that I have ever heard from people who don't like fall leaves is because it's such a pain to clean up.
We have to be like third-party observers.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I need a big fall leaf mound to jump in. That's just quintessential that we don't get. And I think that's why we can appreciate fall leaves a little bit more. Have you seen that video of these? There's this huge pile of leaves, and the camera gets closer and closer and closer all the way to the...
And they're all snakes.
No, there's dogs in there. I have to repost that on our Instagram and send it to you, because you have to see it. It's adorable. Anyways.
Poke a stick into your leaves before you jump in.
You need to make sure there's no dogs in there before you...
No little puppies.
Before you jump. Just yell something like, Ollie Ollie Oxen Free!
Ollie Ollie Oxen Free!
Yeah, is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Is it Ollie Ollie Oxen Free?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a video game called Oxen Free.
Oh, what's an oxen?
I don't. The first thing that comes up is the game, but that's not what I mean.
Oh. It's a Ollie Ollie Oxen Free, yeah. It's a catchphrase or truce term used in children's games such as hide and seek, capture the flag, and kick the can to indicate that players who are hiding can come out into the open without losing the game, or that the position of the sides of the game has changed.
Sure.
So I even used it appropriately. Call those dogs out. Okay,
True.
Next on the list, bonfires.
Wow, bonfires are the best. I mean, I feel like I'm super positive about all fall things, so
far, yeah.
Prepare. But I mean, like I was saying with the candles, like when you blow them out, the best part is that you get just a little whiff of campfire.
Yeah.
Unless it's a campfire candle, then you get a bunch of whiffs. But
but a bonfire is like a campfire on steroids, so it's humongous.
True.
It's very overwhelming.
It's intense, yeah. If it's in a proper setting and you're not just like in your backyard, if it's in like a field that's not dry, awesome, yeah. I like to chuck stuff into a bonfire.
That's kind of what it's for, right?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like some people just like to party around a big fire.
Yeah. That's the thing about me and bonfires is like, if there's a bonfire, there's a party. And I'm not about a party. So.
You're like, fire? Yes. People gathering in joyous occasions? No.
I'll do a campfire. It's more chill. All right. How about those Thanksgiving subs? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like,
the subs that put all of your Thanksgiving meal into between two pieces of bread.
Yeah, Publix has one of those.
Yeah, what are they called? I couldn't think of the name.
I think they're just holiday sandwiches. Is usually what people call
them. Oh, that's easy enough.
Yeah, I don't know, because there's different versions. I'm so sad, dude. Orlando's over. We're done.
We're over? We're done? What do you mean?
Apparently. There's been so many things closing, like so much stuff closed. And one of my favorite ones was Pom Poms. They used to have like probably the best holiday sandwich, my favorite, and they had it all year round too. It was really good. You could go in summer and be like,
I never even got to go.
You never got to go?
I don't think so.
Well, then it wasn't that good. Don't worry about it.
I'm the reason that it closed.
Yeah, exactly. What the heck?
Sorry. It's not near me. What am I going to do?
Yeah, they were awesome. They were like, they used to be, I don't think it was this way after COVID, but they used to be open like 24/7. And so they sold tea kind of before tea shops were like blowing up.
I like tea.
And sandwiches, and they had like art on the walls you could buy. It was a very cozy, cute little like 24-hour tea shop where you could just like go in the middle of the night if you wanted and get a hibiscus tea.
Oh wait, You're talking about the one over off of like near Fashion Square Mall, or like Barnes & Noble?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I take it back. I have been there. I lied.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Sorry, I don't know why I didn't register Pom Poms. I don't know why.
Did you have the Thanksgiving Day sandwich?
No, but I do. Now that it's all coming back to my head, I do remember you telling me about it once before in the past, and I had always thought, "Oh, I'll get it sometime," and I never did.
See?
Yeah.
Your life of missed opportunities is full of I'll do that someday.
To be honest, that's the truth. If I don't do it within a certain amount of time, I just will never do it. So I need to start doing things immediately. That's my new goal in life. Just do it.
And the first thing you should do is watch Yes Man.
Yes Man. That's
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, oh yeah, because it's you ever you say yes. I did watch that recently, actually. No, wait, was it Liar Liar that I watched?
It does feel like a spiritual successor.
Yeah. What was the one? Was that the one with the kid where the kid's like mad at him because he's lying all the time? Or is that Liar?
That's Liar Liar.
Okay, that's what I watched.
You mean the one about lying? I don't know.
Yeah. It came to me as soon as I said that. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. Trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treaters. Trick-or-treating or trick-or-treaters?
Oh, I don't know. I was just thinking like the act of trick-or-treating and the trick-or-treaters, like the whole concept of trick-or-treating.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I feel kind of sad for people abroad, because I feel like when I've heard of like things or Halloween in Europe or something, like they'll celebrate it, but it's really low key and not really done up like we do in the States. And I don't know, it's like kind of saddening to me to think that like their kids never went around door to door, fought their fear of talking to a stranger, and gotten candy bars. Like, I don't know. That was such a wild experience as a kid. And it was I remember even as a kid thinking like, this is crazy that everyone is in on this. Like, like, not everybody, obviously. There are people that don't participate with Halloween, but it was wild. Just like the percentage of people that you could just be like, yeah, this entire neighborhood, just walk up to any door and this person will give you candy. Like, they're ready to give you candy at any point in time.
Yes. The camaraderie of the whole thing is just so pure and precious. The relating with the neighbors, getting the community involved. It's so, I don't know, just it's such a good come together moment. And I get there's so many people that are against it nowadays, especially
for safety.
With younger kids, for safety and whatever. But I think they're missing out, I think, and it's also creating this diversion in the communities. Like, nobody talks to each other anymore.
Yeah.
So, but on the other hand, I'm so introverted and I do not really want kids to come to my house. I think I'm one of those people that's like, I love the concept and I really want to be promoting it, but I don't want them coming to my door because of every 5-minute to 10-minute to 2-minute intervals. It's never consistent, and someone knocks on your door and interrupts whatever it is you're doing, and now you have to stop everything and go to the door and give them treats. So I get that. It's kind of annoying, but it's one night and let the kids have their fun,
I love having the trick-or-treaters come, but yeah, I mean, it's always a awkward interaction. It's always like, oh, the kids are here, and then you open up the door, and then they're like, there's always like one person, probably a teenager, that just grabs a handful and walks away.
I know.
Okay. And then there's like the little sister or whatever that's like, oh, do you like my outfit? And then you're just like, oh, is that I don't, what is that? You're like, yeah, you're a mouse, right? And then there's like the other little sibling that's just like not saying anything and just staring at you, and you're like, do you want one? Like, you can take one. And then they're just kind of staring at you, and you're like, oh, okay, well, you want me to put it in? I'll just put it in your bag. Okay, there you go.
I know.
Have a nice night.
It's so awkward and weird. But it's funny because I don't remember it being like that as a kid. I remember everybody was so welcoming and happy for you to come to their door. Everybody was so cheery and just excited to give you candy. And I think it was also because there were so many kids doing it that it was like a whole event for the night. And it wasn't like now where you're inside and every now and then a kid will come to your door and then you have to get up and go out there, and then it's kind of like more awkward, I think. But also, like, what is this about? You're always telling kids, don't take candy from strangers. And then they're like, except on Halloween, you could take all the candy from strangers. I don't know.
Yeah, but only if you're with your older brother.
Yeah, but I mean, just coming home and dumping out all of your treasure was so fun, and trying to pick out what you liked and organize it into different piles. But just think about that. You're eating candy from strangers. You don't know what's in there. But nothing ever bad happens.
I mean, I guess the candy from the grocery store is also from strangers, but we won't think about that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, as long as it's, like all secure and whatever. But it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, but I can see the pros and cons. I just wish more kids did it, because now I only have maybe 2 or 3 groups that come at our neighborhood. Everybody goes to their trunk or treats or their gymnasium events and stuff. They're missing out, It's an end of
I mean,
an
the fall
era.
events were fun too, but like the hay rides or the whatever.
We'll get there. Calm down. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I will skip this one, but I was going to say horror movies. I mean...
Well, we did just talk about horror movies.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do corn mazes. How do we feel about a corn maze?
Corn maze. That's another fall tradition. I don't know if I would really go out of my way to go to corn mazes at this point, but I remember enjoying them as a kid. It's like, I don't know, it's pretty fun. Not as fun as trick-or-treating, of course, but I mean, and also I'm not really sure why they're only in fall. I assume that's just the growth pattern of corn. But I mean, still something that harkens me back to fall. So
yeah,
I'm pro corn mazes.
Okay, I feel very strongly about never going back to a corn maze.
Okay, go ahead.
But I can see there's different types of corn mazes. There are corn mazes made for kids. There's corn mazes in like festival type, not festival, but fall, I guess festivals. The places where you go and you get apple cider and a donut and you go on a corn maze.
The Vermont experience.
I can see that being cute, but also a little confusing. And once you get in, you really need to, you need to have the time to get out.
Oh yeah, if you get lost, sure.
Yeah. But the reason that I would do it is because I had a traumatic experience at a corn maze one year.
No.
I went to like this Halloween night, and it was meant to be a scary thing. So there were hidden actors throughout the corn maze that were to jump out and scare you and chase you and whatever. And we went as a group, but I got separated from my group somehow. I don't even remember how, but I was alone, and I started getting chased, and you know, like the chainsaw people came at me.
Did they have a safe word?
And it was dark. No, I didn't know what to say or do. I was about to run through the corn. I wasn't going to go down the little alleyways anymore. I was getting really scared. I couldn't get out.
I'm sure that's not an uncommon occurrence.
It was terrifying, and I will never go back. Okay. Halloween. Oh, we just talked about this. I was going to say Halloween house lights. So some people decorate their houses with lights for Halloween, and some people don't. They wait till Christmas.
Like psychopaths.
Yeah, I guess you're for it because you basically invested year round. So
yeah, true. I mean, I get it. I wouldn't say that like Halloween is lights must kind of decoration like Christmas is. I mean, I've seen also some people do Christmas decorations that don't have lights around their house, so I think it's doable. But I don't know. It's definitely less so for Halloween.
Yeah, let's talk about I didn't put this on here, but instead let's talk about the really scary houses. You know, like houses that put
like they're actually trying to terrify you. They have the guy in the scarecrow that's gonna jump up and scare you.
Like the people that have hanging people from their trees and bloody limbs in their driveway. And
I want to wonder if somebody's a serial killer and if I should call some the authorities on them.
Well, here's my thing. I get it. It's the time of year to express yourself and your pure or not pure. We won't go with pure, but we'll go with.
Some people are very dark.
Yeah, your dark nature. I mean, you want to express that. Okay.
Your dark passenger.
But yeah, your dark passenger. Oh, we finished the Dexter series recently.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, how fun! Did you watch the?
Yeah. New Blood.
Yeah,
I did.
You did. What'd you think? Well, let's tell me later. But what I'm saying is that there's kids, like there's young kids that are just driving by, that are just walking down the street, that are just, minding their own business. And then they have to be like, I don't know, put into this position of seeing things that are normally hidden from them from in any other sense. Like rated R movies, you're not bringing a kid in there. There's content that's restricted from children's eyes, that kind of thing. But when you're in Halloween, it's just like free for all. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there was definitely lots of that. I feel like even more back when I was a kid. So I don't know. I guess I don't feel traumatized by it. I feel like.
Well, that's good.
Kids probably end up seeing that stuff by the time they really register what they're seeing, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You've convinced me. All right. Let's go.
That was easy.
Plus, I'm not one to like super shield because I feel like eventually it's, as long as they understand what it is. And
yeah. I mean, if you're like terrifying my child every time we drive by, like I might get annoyed, but
yeah. Okay. We've got two more on the fast reactions. Hopefully they'll go quickly, but the first one is football. What do you think about fall football season? Everybody's wanting to sit down and watch football. I don't know. It's a thing. Thanksgiving, everyone watches football.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Thanksgiving is a football day for some reason. I feel like it's just an excuse for awkward guys to not have to talk to their family.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. That's about the extent of my thought on football.
Same.
We're talking about American football, right?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
American for football. Our overseas listeners.
Yeah, it's definitely a seasonal. I mean, football's not just during the fall season, but it's like when all of the big games start, like the end of the year championships and head-to-head stuff that I don't know. Obviously, we're both not huge football watchers. Okay, so
what?
The last one is fall flavored drinks. the biggest controversy of every season.
Oh my God. It's so good.
Oh, okay. You're a big supporter of fall flavored
Big
drinks.
supporter. Yeah, I've been hunting. It was exciting. My wife was like, "Wow, it is September 1st, and you are coming back with a PSL." I mean, what could I do? I was there, and they started selling the stuff, and I was
what could I do? I cannot say no.
Give me the crack, buddy. Yeah, no, I've been looking around at like my local coffee shops and stuff for like really good drinks, and it's really cool. One of our local coffee shops is like they're decked out in Over the Garden Wall theme, which I feel like if you've ever seen that show is the epitome of autumn. And I was just it was like a 1-season show from years ago, and it just like tickled me to see that they totally went with that theme.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was like, wow, this is obscure and very awesome.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah, it's a cool show. But yeah, so yeah, I love hunting around for all the fun flavors and stuff. I feel like it is a time where, I guess like with most festive times, it's just kind of like everybody takes on a certain menu or like a certain theme or a certain thing. Like it just kind of like starts popping up everywhere. And like, you know, one part of it's corporate greed. They want to get on that train. Mm-hmm. But I mean, with a lot of the places I went that are like local coffee shops, it's like fun to see the creativeness and, you know, people getting into it because, you know, everybody kind of gets excited when the seasons start changing, the leaves start changing, we start getting towards, you know, the holidays, and it's a special time, and I like to taste it in my drink.
You like to participate in the funness.
Get caffeinated in a pumpkin way.
Get tantalized with your flavored drink. I agree with that. I mean, I don't love every single flavor that they do, but I do appreciate the creativity and just the seasonal excitement around it. I don't drink coffee, but so I kind of feel like if I drink coffee all year, this is just from somebody who doesn't drink coffee, so I don't know, but if I drink coffee all year, and then to change it up by adding like a flavor would be, I mean, I guess that would be fun, but I almost feel like it would not be fun. I don't know.
I mean, you can still get regular coffee. It's not like they're like, nope, you're getting PSLs now. There's no regular latte.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, if I was going to enjoy a fall flavored drink of some kind, I would not choose coffee because I feel like coffee's so flavorful anyways.
Yeah, but it's very like, it's toasty and warm.
Okay.
It feels like a natural fall choice, I think.
Okay. See, I don't know because I'm missing out on the whole like coffee thing. So you prefer like warm fall flavored drinks or cold fall flavored drinks?
Well, see, we live in Florida, and I just generally enjoy cold coffee more. Yeah. Because, you know, we got that Florida weather.
I drink teas and I prefer them cold.
And also, I feel like the caffeine goes slower when it's a cold drink. Like, I feel like it rips through me when it's a warm drink.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
Maybe that's in my head. But, yeah, so I usually end up getting cold drinks. But if it's like a really nice, crisp day, I might get a warm PSL.
Nice. All right. No, I'm kind of playing devil's advocate because I totally agree with you. And I usually just get a chai instead of a coffee, but it's the same like concept where I still get the same flavor and everything. But this goes right into our next fall activity for the podcast, our next and very last fall activity for the podcast.
My God, we're going to be making coffee.
No, we're just giving our opinions here, okay? We're just talking, we're chatting, we're getting, you know, the people the truth and what they need to follow. So, no, I'm just kidding.
The people need the truth.
The people need the truth, and they need to be validated for their feelings or incredibly angered by the choices that we make. So
I'll send you my audio.
Yes, please do. I want to edit it this weekend so I can get it up next week. If I can.
Yeah, it's true. Now we potentially have two Halloween-y episodes. So
yeah, so that's fun.
be interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be 3 hours long, so yeah, I'll get on that. Stay tuned for part 2. Well, enjoy your lights, enjoy your nights, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you on Saturday.
Later.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.